video. Today we're taking a look at scenario. Wait, scenario? That's not right. The Alternative Futures of the World Season 2 Part 12. I did not mean to. Why did I say scenario? It's not a scenario, it's a series. Anyway, in the last video, it wasn't too eventful. We saw Algeria break one of the rules of the African order that they were given to not invade any more countries. They invaded Chad, so they were kicked out of the African order and joined the Axis. Also, Egypt invaded Chad, kind of ending the expansion of the Middle East and oh no, it's not called that anymore, actually. I was about to say, damn it, because that's not the name, but no. League of Asian Countries, that's now its name. And their goal is to basically rule Asia. Well, they was to rule the Middle East, but now they're not really the Middle East anymore. Their goal is to really rule Asia, Egypt, and I guess Africa, because Egypt is invading Africa. We can see they're kind of doing the good thing, and then the Axis is helping them, like supplying them and stuff. But today we're going to continue to look at the alternative future of the world. This episode, again, probably won't be as big. It's definitely going to be a big one, but it's not going to be as big, because, well, believe me, I know I shouldn't really spoil anything, but part 13, oh, that's going to be a bit of an insane episode when it comes out. It's not a World War, because I already said there might be 18 parts, not 17, so I don't know, we'll have to see, cause, again, I said, it's definitely not 20 or 19 parts, it's either 18 or 17. But we're going to begin off with, Europe. That's a bit of a surprising one. But, we have to talk about the neutral countries here. Like, they're all neutral. Iceland is neutral, Sweden is neutral, Lithuania, Belarus, and Ukraine are all neutral, even though they're quite new. Greece is neutral, I don't even know how they're still alive. Same with Catalonia and Ireland. But, there's one thing you gotta realise. The Axis hates neutrality, and they want to expand. These guys over here, they're not gonna be invaded in this episode, but they're on the, they're fine, they're running well. But, it's been already confirmed that all of their borders with the Axis have troops lined up. So literally all of these borders have troops lined up on them. And they might get absolutely crushed. Sweden got crushed and has been neutral ever since, and they're going to stay neutral. Catalonia is with the Allies, Ireland's neutral, and Iceland's with the Allies, but they haven't joined. Greece is interesting. I really don't know how to put Greece. See, the Axis does not want anything to do with Greece. Honestly, they don't care about Greece. But Greece, they're kind of the lone one of Europe. Nobody cares about them enough to even bother. But let's go back over to Africa. More countries are going to be joining this African order, as, to be honest, it's kind of becoming that alliance that's actually going to become a attack one, attack all alliance, because, well, if you saw, Chad got demolished and they lost Algeria, and if it's obvious, the Axis and the Middle Eastern League of Asian countries are definitely strong enough to fight them. So, not many countries are going to join. We see Zimbabwe join to protect themselves from, I don't know what, but they just join. Ghana will put themselves in this alliance to keep themselves safe, even though I don't know why they're bothering, because they don't board anybody. They're joining just for the thing. Oh my god. They're joining to keep themselves safe. I don't know if anybody would invade them, but they're joining to help the African order. And we can see that nearly every country in Africa is in an alliance, which is definitely interesting. Although I don't think many countries here will join this alliance anymore. The rest of them are kind of, they like their neutrality and they don't really want to join. Ethiopia is probably the only other one that would join, because, well, as you can see, yes, they are pretty surrounded. But we're going to come over here to the Middle East. Oh my god. The League of Asian Countries. It's going to take a while for me to get used to that name. I probably won't get used to it until the very end of the series, and then it's going to be over. But Pakistan and the Central Asian Union, they're cooking something up over here. They're cooking something up. Just reminds me of the... Never mind. They're cooking something up. And what are they cooking up? Well, something that the League of Asian Nations had in mind, but didn't exactly think would be a really good choice. But Pakistan and this League of Central Asian Countries... What? And the Central Asian Union tell them what the plan is. And that is to invade Xinjiang. So, both of these countries declare war on Xinjiang. And, to be honest, Xinjiang is screwed. Other than, like, their terrain advantage, they're screwed. The Central Asian Union is actually quite a new country. So, they're not going to do much, but they will push in. Pakistan is probably still a new country, but they've been around since Part 4. So... Part 5, whatever. So Pakistan is going to be the main carrier here, as they push and sweep through the northern area. But the rest of Xinjiang is kind of a desert. The capital, I don't know where it is, but I'd say it's around here somewhere. We have Pakistan pushing up towards that and capturing it. And this is really going to just set Xinjiang to the death. Central Asian Union will send out troops to capture any more land and any more troops. But after literally just leaving it as a desert and some mountains, Xinjiang will surrender. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. And took their fair bit of land, and the rest of Xinjiang was given new government and was forced to join the League of Asian Countries. And honestly, this alliance is starting to get pretty sizable. And again, the Allies are kind of in a panic. Switzerland is in a panic, for what I'm going to say. Because what is happening right now is not good. I mean, like, sure, like, you can, like, get countries to join your alliance, but at some point, you will stop getting countries in your alliance. And right now, nobody is wanting to join the Allies. There are countries that are, like, I'd say, fair relations with the Allies, but don't want to join it. Like, that would... Two countries I can say there, Iceland and Catalonia. And then we also have countries in Americas, which... They're with the Allies, like Colombia, Chile, and Argentina, but they're not going to join the Allies. Although they probably should, because every single one of them has Brazil on their border. Africa, that's not going anywhere, because that is at the African Order still. Oceania, that is all under the Allies of Papua New Guinea, and East Asia is looking more towards neutrality as well. And you have Japan, but whatever. So, what are they going to do? Well, it's just the same situation I said in the last video. You know if you watched last video. Although, if you didn't watch last video, why are you watching this video? Next up, the next thing up is going to be should I call it Soviet Union anymore? Russia. I think we're going to have to call it Russia now, because it's not really the Soviet Union anymore. It's just Russia and part Mongolia. They're going to go after one of their neighbours, being Siberia, to get back some of their old land. And Siberia is also their weakest neighbour, and they don't want to really find anybody strong, because they literally just got over a civil war. So So Russia will declare war on Siberia. Now this will shut off alarms through all of East Asia, because, well, as you can see, the Axis and League of Asian Countries are kind of coming towards them now at a rapid rate. This will send alarm through all of Asia, kind of saying the neutral countries have to join an alliance, as more and more neutral countries are falling under the Axis and the League of Asian Countries' control. Now we all know that Siberia is a wasteland. There's nothing here. So Russia's going to focus on what they think is the most important areas. Like, some of the coast and down here, which I'm invading right now, which is near Manchuria, which are pretty important lands, but not the most important. They're important to Siberia, but they're not that important. It's clear what Russia's doing right now is just invading the most important lands and leaving the frozen areas until Siberia surrenders. So after they take over what they consider the most valuable pieces of land from Siberia, they just wait for a surrender, which happens eventually. Mostly because everyone freezes. But anyway, let's take a look at this peace treaty. Right, they took all Siberia. You knew what was going to happen, didn't you? Okay, next thing. We're going to come back over here to Africa and Europe, where Spain has about a few months left for their agreement. Yes, a lot of years have been passing, because not much has been happening. The world is pretty neutral right now, except from, what's going on. In the last video I said, a few videos ago, I said Spain was warned if they didn't release Morocco, it would be war against the Axis. And well, how many years are there? There's no years. It's part 12, so it's been around 25 years. And there's only a few months until that threshold reaches. And let's just say the Allies have been preparing for a war against the Axis. And Germany at this point is saying, Spain, you've got to release Morocco. And you want to know what Spain's doing? They don't want to release Morocco, because it's going to them some money. Morocco is earning them some money, and they don't want to release it. At this point, the entire Axis is telling them to release it. They don't want to, and at this point, there's only about 2 months left, and Spain's still not budging. So, you want to know what Germany does, which is, to me, pretty smart? They say, we're going to kick you out of the Axis if you don't. We're going to kick you out of the Axis if you don't release Morocco. That is smart. As much as Germany wouldn't want to do it, they don't want to fight the Allies. Sure, they're ready to fight the Allies, and probably would maybe win. I don't think they would win. Like, it's probably just be a stalemate. But that's a smart idea. Get them to release Morocco. Give them warning to release Morocco, or else they'll have to fight the Allies alone. And that will finally get Spain to release Morocco. So, Morocco will be released, freeing them. And they will probably be invaded by the Axis, but they're immediately going to join they're immediately going to join the African Order. Yeah, they didn't want to be part of Spain anymore. They really didn't want to be part of them. What is going on? Nah, whatever. So, nothing else is really happening. Like, there's not many wars at all. Not many wars are going on at all. And the world is kind of entering this stage of neutrality. And you want to know what's going on with this? A lot of these countries, like, a lot of the, bad alliances, they don't really have anywhere to expand. Brazil and Nicaragua don't want to expand. They're not really the expansionists, they just want to be part of the Axis to protect themselves. Germany, Romania, Finland, and Russia are about to completely curve stomp these three nations. Nobody cares about Greece. I mean, they do, but the Axis and Middle East and League of Asian Nations don't care about them enough. China they can do it, but it'll be a pain. Manchuria, that's probably going to be taken out at some point. But, the reason there aren't many wars is because there's only two alliances that would be able to take on wars. But to end off this video, we're not going to have a war happening, but I'm just going to give you a little hint in the next video. Pakistan, Xinjiang, and Russia have now been alarmed. Well, the word has been alarmed that there are over 1 million troops lining up on the entire border of China. And you also realize there's troops on the border of these three guys. There's said to even be Finnish troops on the border of Sweden. And it looks like the countries that have the countries that have these troops on their borders are probably going to all have to fight the Axis and League of Asian Nations. So around 1.2 million troops are mobilizing for one of the biggest wars we have seen since Part 7. Probably the biggest war since Part 7. The Axis and the League of Asian countries are preparing to invade basically all of their neighbours. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, and I'll see you in Part 13.